Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family. We've grown strong together.
Good morning,
you know it's all
and
because
thanks for spending time with me today. Alright, so today we're using the Garage Gears thin dies with the geared up Garage. And you know, if you buy the two together at the moment, you get 10%. It's 10% cheaper. These thin dies are great. So you get all these ones here, plus this one that we might or might not play with today. And we're also going to use the Stitch Shapes framelit dies and whatever ink I come up with. So I've got a whole lot of pieces cut, and we just cross our fingers that they're all going to work. So this DSP is great, look. And look, it's not just for men. And look, really, this set's not just for males. You know, lots of girls like cars or like playing with cars. Try and think outside the square as far as colours. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Another fancy fold, and we're using the classic Garage suite. Alright, now this is the fold to start with, and I'll explain. Got a frog in my throat for some reason. Alright, so you cut an A4 piece of card to 8 inches or 20 centimetres wide. Then what you're going to do is score at 2 inches or 5 centimetres right the way down. And then I'll talk to you about the cut in a minute. So I'm just going to fold those there for a moment. Alright, now you need to score across at 14.8 or 5 13/16. If you're using letter size, just fold it in half. So use your full piece of card, score it 2 inches on either side or 5 centimetres, then fold your card in half and fold, and it'll work. So, and then you're just going to cut these rectangles out, but don't throw them away because we're going to use a piece to make a pocket. So when our card is finished, it'll close in like that and across like that and across like that. Alright, so I'm just going to give those a good burnish and see how we go with it. Alright, so you're going to need, what do I do with my bits now? There they are. I've cut all my pieces of DSP and card. Now, one of the flaps that you cut off, you can cut to leave it at the 2 inches or 5 centimetres, and then you can cut it at 9 centimetres long or 3.5 inches. Keep that because we're going to make a little pocket with it. Alright, so just get rid of my DSP for the moment so I can find all my other bits and pieces. Now on this card that I made, and this card that I made, see how I've got these little circles? Well, they come from inside the gears. So when you cut your gears out, you have these, I've left it on the card on purpose, you have these bits that you can use as embellishments if you want to. So you just pop them out. Now, I haven't actually used any of the inside of the gears, but what I have used are the circles. So I'll just get rid of these. you can use these circles. So pop them out and keep them. Because we don't have like a little circle punch. Oops, lost that one. It's rolled somewhere. So now there are two things you can do with these. I suppose there's more than two, but anyway. You can just glue them straight on like I did. So just straight on like that. And the other thing you can do is cover them in fine tip glue pen or liquid glue, leave it to dry, and it makes them shiny. So it makes them look like gemstones. Alright, now I'm just going to keep those. I'm going to put them in my glue pot because I've got the fan on so they don't blow away. And even then a couple got away from me. Alright, so that's what I wanted to show you about the gears before I pop them out. So there could be another one there. Alright, so just pop them out like that, and you've got your gears. There's some more little bits to come out, but just pop them out. Got some more circles there that I missed before. Alright, so there's our gears. Nice big gears. And don't forget you've got those there. You know, it's easy to use the smaller pieces. We don't always use the large thinlits that they give us. So I think that's all of them gone. Alright, so done. Alright, so that's that one ready to go. I'm not going to keep those ones. I haven't got any use for them for this card. Alright, so we've got this bit. Now, I have already cut white, whisper white for my panels. So for these two mid panels, oh, I might have needed 3. It's alright, we can cut another one. You need 14.3, so you're going to need 3 of those, not 2. It's alright, I'll just make notes so that when I put it on my blog I've got everything right. So 3 of these, 14.3 by 9.5, or 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we'll just go ahead and put 2 of these on now. So they just sit like that. Move that over a bit. That's why I like liquid glue, gives you wriggle room. Yeah, we must have great minds, Leslie. Alright, and I'll put this other one in the middle. We might leave the top blank, I'll see. Alright, so this one's going here, like that. Alright, and then I've got the 2 outside panels, and they measure 14.3 by 4.5 centimetres, or 5 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4 of an inch. So I'm giving you metric and imperial, so you work out which one you want to use. Sometimes I use a mixture of both depending on which measurement I prefer. Sometimes inches are just, you know, a little bit closer, and sometimes the metrics a bit closer. So alright, so that one's going on there. But try and match them up so that, you know, the tops and bottoms are sort of even. Alright, so then with our card, got glue all over me already, I then cut 2 panels of DSP, the Classic Garage DSP. Alright, I'm going to put the yellow on the inside, like that. See, you've even got road signs. Plus there's a road map. Very versatile, great for scrapbooking pages, for travel and things like that. And then you've got these plainer sides that you can stamp on. Alright, so they're 13.8 by 9 centimetres or 5.5 by 3.5 inches. Look, odometers, tachometers. Alright, just putting that one there. Alright, then on the outside panels, I've gone with the gears. Sorry, there's not much choice going on here today. And these side panels are 13.8 by 4 centimetres or 5.5 inches by 1 centimetre. That might be 5 inches. You just have to fiddle with the imperial, sorry. Sort of done it off the metric and forgotten to convert properly. Alright, so these are going on the side panels like that. So this is just a bit of a different type of gatefold card. Okay, so how are we going so far? Just need to get a wet wipe and clean my fingers because they're all gluey. And if I get glue everywhere, I'll wreck the card. Alright, so now we're going to put the pocket on. Now how I said before, we're going to put a pocket on. So it's going on this piece here. And remember, we kept a piece that we cut off the side. So it's 5 centimetres by 9 centimetres or 3.5 inches by 2 inches, and it's going to go right across the bottom here like that. And you're just going to put a bead of DSP, of liquid glue. Don't know where my mind's at today. Alright, right round, so it's easier just to do little dots. And I use the liquid glue because it doesn't take up as much room on the surface as the tear and tape does. If we had a bigger pocket, we could use the tear and tape, but I didn't want to take away from the inside of the card where you usually write. So just bear with me while I keep dotting. And I find dotting is better than trying to run a bead in a straight line. I seem to be able to dot in a straight line, but I can't run a bead of ink in a straight line. Then we're just going to pop that on there, just down the bottom. Alright, so there's our pocket, so we'll leave that to dry, but we're going to put some DSP on it, and the DSP for the pocket is 8.5 by 4.5 or 3.25 by 1 3/4, and you can cut that out of a scrap, I'm sure. Yep, I cut a piece of cardstock. The cardstock's 8.5 by 4.5 or 3.25 by 1 3/4, and the DSP is, concentrating here, the DSP is 8 centimetres by 4 centimetres or 3 inches by 1.5 inches. But I'll have all the measurements on my blog when I put this up. I think it'll go up on the weekend if you want to check it out. So there's our pocket, and you can put all sorts of goodies in there. Alright, we're going to do the outside of the card now, and I've cut a stitched oval out of crushed curry. Now this isn't going to close very well if I don't go back and re-burnish all those folds. The thickness of the card is what prohibits the card from closing well, so you really need to burnish the sides and hope that they sit down. Alright, so this I'm just going to add with some dimensionals, and we're only going to add to this side. Alright, so if you add any further, watch out. So what I find easier to do is to turn the shape to the wrong side, placed in the right position, and then I add my dimensionals accordingly. So I want them sort of fairly close to the opening, and I'm going to put a few down there just in a line, and then one on the end. Alright, so we've got 4 dimensionals to, oh look, anyone else discovered this? If you put the backings of your dimensionals on the sheet that they come off, they don't fly away. You know how if you've got a fan on or a bit of a breeze when you're crafting and the backings seem to fly everywhere? Well, I discovered this week only that they don't fly away. Alright, and then we're going to pop that down there. Okay, now we have a choice to make, so I need some decisions from you. I have got the car, or I've got Happy Father's Day, although I had thought I might put that on the inside, or I've got the toolbox, or the jerry can. What do you reckon? What would you put on? Thanks, Chrissy. Alright, so what am I going to put on the... Yeah, wait till you use glitter, Leslie. Alright, so how about I put the car on, and we might give the car a bit of colour with some real red, do you think? Alright, get a blender pen out. Didn't cut that car out very well, did I? Alright, I'm just going to add a little bit of colour with the blender pen. Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do what I did before. I don't like that car to do with the blender pen lid. Just bear with me 2 ticks. I get some red card, which I should have got out before but didn't. I'll just put that to one side for a moment. I do have my big shot here, so that should be big enough, and a block, and a stamp, and some ink. See, I was sort of organised. Alright, so that's that, and then I'm also going to get out a piece of basic grey. You can see I've already cut some cars out of that. Alright, move some junk out of the way. Get the car. Anyone else keep their dies on magnetic sheets? Love my magnetic sheets. So much easier than peeling them off that stuff from Stampin Up that I have trouble with. Oh, okay, in with the big shot. I'm just going to cut another of the Happy Father's Day in real red. Alright, so here I've got my car and rhinestones. Alright, so what I ended up doing was I used a little one on the one that's furthest away, then medium one on the next light, and then a big one on the closest light. Alright, then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. No, I'm not. I'm going to put some liquid glue on it, because that grey card that I cut, I'm going to bring in and use it as a bit of a shadow. So I line up the front almost perfectly and then just lift it up a tiny bit. See how it gives you that shadow? And then I put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Again, just pop the backings on the sheet and just blew off. Okay, and then bring in the card. Now this will fit in a normal size envelope, which we're not going to do today, but so I'll pop it on like that. Alright, and then you can open up your card and you can put whatever you like here. I thought you could put the gears. Yeah, how about we do that? We put some gears down here, and I'm just going to use liquid glue because it's already quite a thick card. And you just need little dots here and there. So put the gears on. And then the Happy Father's Day, I cut the red out because I was thinking, I think if I cut that in half, I haven't done this before, so I get my snips out and cut these in half. Oh, thanks Chrissy, glad you like the gems. Right, so if I cut this in half like that, line that up. I still have a bit of glue on my fingers. The glue there. Stick this on here. I know this has taken a little bit of time, but if it's somebody you love, it's worth the effort, isn't it? Alright, put a bit of glue on here. Put that down like that. And we might use some mini dimensionals for this because it's nice to have it pop up, but you don't want it too thick. So I'm actually going to cheat. Alright, let's see how we go. Got to use all the bits that come in your dimensional pack. Can't, I must have some glue there. Alright, that bit there. I might just put one more bit in the middle. This one's come off. Alright, so I'll take the backing off and then turn it over and see what it looks like. Put it back on that bit of glue. There we go. How's that? Got a bit of glue there that's picking up bits and pieces. Alright, so that's that so far. And then on the inside we've got our pocket, and then I can glue those bits on there like that, so that we've used up all the bits we cut out originally. And you can go in and colour these with your blender pen. I'm not going to do that today because we're running out of time and I need to do an envelope as well. So you could put a gift card or something in there. Plus there's these the right ones. Garage gears I've got somewhere, the spanners and bolts and what have you. See if I can find them. I think we might be out of luck. I've got them somewhere safe. Let's see if they're in this one. Here we go. Do that later. Alright, so you've got classic garage metal elements. You could go in and add some of these, or you could hide them in the pocket, tied together if you wanted to. Alright, so there's those as well as part of the suite. So there's our card for Father's Day, if you like. We've used Get Up Garage. Put them there so you can see them. Get Up Garage, Real Red, Memento, the Garage Thinlet dies, and the Stitched Shapes framelets, and the Classic Garage DSP. So they're the products we've used today, and here's our card finished. Alright, you could put some DSP on there if you wanted to, or just leave it blank. So that's it for today. Hi Marie, glad you could join me. So that's our card for today. I'll put all the measurements and everything on my blog. And hi Gail, I'm glad you came in. Thanks for sharing. Hello Lynn, how are you? Yeah, it's a great suite, isn't it Lynn? Yeah, so anyway, I hope you've shared my video. If you have, please write shared in the comments. And if you'd like one of my cards and you've shared, thanks Julie, didn't see you sneak in. If you'd like one of my cards and you've shared, please PM me your address and I'll send a card out to you. Might not be this card. Gail got a card last week because she PM'd me. So write shared in the column, in the comments, and PM me and I'll send you a card. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you same time next week. Alright, bye for now.
You can bet it doesn't matter where you go. You find a friend who does just what they love and lets it show. One card at a time can really change the way we live. Focused on the sharing and the chance we have to give. You can do most anything, so just do what you love.